Hello everyone, and welcome back to a very rainy Properton. Today we'll be looking at some pretty ambitious goals. We're going to be trying to place down a gas-powered hydro plant, as well as leveling up our city to quite a high level. If we're lucky, we'll get up to Big Town today, but this is a pretty ambitious goal. We need 46,000 experience, and at that point we'd be able to unlock oil drilling. But first things, before we get to any of that, we do need to seriously expand our city, so we'll jump right into that. So I already unlocked a few tiles, bit of a recording error, so we had to start again, but anyways, I've locked a few tiles right here in this area, are the ones that we've opened up. And if we'll come out of that view, we'll be planning to do quite a mass expansion, but there's a few things we need to consider along the way today. Come into our natural resources tab and take a look. We have quite a large oil area deposit here, and we don't want to be building on top of that anymore. We will be wanting to place down an oil industry when we get to the level so that we can extract oil and produce our petrochemicals locally. Looking at the plant we want to place, it's the gas power plant. And this uses petrochemicals, and it creates quite a bit of power, and we can export quite a bit of it for a lot of money that I saw when I tested it. A few things though is that it needs to operate at a pretty high efficiency, so we need to expand to make sure we have a high enough population that the plant stays fully employed. As well, if we make our petrochemicals locally, it will bring down the cost of producing the electricity, and then that way we can export it for more money. So that's the plan for today, but I'll stop talking and we'll get to building. And here we are, we've unlocked our next milestone, Grand Village. Let's take a look at the progression panel. So we've got our district creation tool, the production panel in the city budgets available, some policies, natural disasters, I have that turned off, thank you. some low-density housing and low-density offices, and more of our grain and forestry, which is perfect. Transportation now available, and parks. So a lot of great things. I'll also some of these tourist attractions that we got from pre-ordering the game. So we'll look at incorporating those. And as you can see, our demand bar is getting more and more complicated. So yeah, let's keep going. I was just placing this parking lot when we unlock the milestone. So we have some pretty high commercial demand, and we can see from here that there's actually quite a lot of customers in this area. So sometimes when you are getting the not enough customers warning, you can see like this commercial is kind of saying, hey, there's not enough. And you know, I have heard there is a little bit of a glitch with it, but what we can do maybe is we'll try and put in some more higher density housing then in this area to try and bring in more residents to the area. So we'll place some of that in here just to kind of see if that'll increase a little bit. We could even maybe put down some tiny blocks of high density. I don't know how. We'll try a 3x3. Is there any like 2x4? Okay, yeah. Some of it's just experiencing. Like I don't really know the zoning sizes very well yet for this game, so we'll start with that there, and we'll try and get some maybe more people living in this area. Another thing we could do is consider rezoning as well. Our types, you know, as our city grows. Like I think that's one thing with Cities Skylines too, is you really kind of have to think and build your city. Like once you build an area, you have to kind of come back and, you know, maybe rebuild again or redevelop and that kind of stuff. So anyways, we'll get a few more commercial bits put in here, and then we'll turn our attention to maybe a few other things as well. So alrighty, so before we continue expanding our city and taking care of some of this demand meter, we'll just put down a few more of our industries. So if we come into our roads here, and then we'll take a look at our natural resources tab. See, there's lots of trees here and that kind of stuff, and also quite a big patch of farming availability there. So we'll kind of take and snap this road in, kind of come straight down probably to the water here, and at some point we'll look at maybe growing our roadway network a little bit, but for now we'll grab a gravel road. So we'll use it, yeah, gravel road is good. We'll just tuck that one in there, and then we'll come up here and just tuck another one behind, and come back into our industry areas, specialized industry. First thing we'll do is we'll place down forestry. So again, lots of area for forest here, so we'll create quite a large forestry area for our city. Helps if I start going the right way. And we'll try and take in basically as much as we can here. This industry will be quite highly performing with a lot of production, so. And actually just gonna take a couple nodes back. Just gonna bump that up to maybe here, because I do have a sort of plan for some of the waterfront, so. And just need to get the last one snapped in, and there we go. We got a forestry industry alive and going. And then we come into grain farming. Again, in our natural resources, we can see there's quite a bit deposit there. I'm actually going to move this further away from the road so that we can try and sort of take in the whole area, and then also maybe just place it a little bit off. There we go. And I think that's a bit of a glitch. Sometimes it doesn't appear properly, so we'll just close that and place it again. There we go. Yeah, definitely need some patience with this game. Yes, there are glitches. We're all well aware of them. I know that Colossal Order is working hard on patches, and they should be coming soon. So, you know, it's like a little treasure hunt, and every once in a while you get a nice little surprise. And yeah, I just live with it and keep trying to play and enjoy the game. So there we go. We got ourselves a nice farming industry. I can clean it up later. Just wanted to kind of get most of the natural resource in there, and then we'll kind of clean up the field look here in a second, but get a road snap to the front here, and then we'll get this hooked in just like that. bit rough, but anyways, we've got scream and demand bars that we need to get back to, so I'll be back on working that. Alright, and here we are in Tiny Town. Let's take a look at the progression panel. So loan limit goes up, we have mixed housing now, which is great, vegetable farming, coal mining, communications, and some newer policies for our city. Now that we have some extra money brought in, we're gonna pivot a little bit and just work on some of our main idea for today. So we're gonna unlock the gas power plant, and then we'll get this placed into our city. So I was looking over at using this area here, just because it's nice away from the city and close to the outside connection of the power line. If you come into our electricity tab, you can see that we're currently consuming about 13.36 megawatts, and the production on the gas power plant is quite high. It does about 250. So we'll place that. It's only 650,000, and this way it's also out of the way of the airflow, so it'll keep our pollution away from our citizens, which will make them happy. So we'll place that there, and then it requires a couple connections to get going. So first we'll come into our power lines, and we'll just go underground, snap into that one, and again we'll just quickly go underground, and that should hopefully connect sometimes. Ways, so we'll try that again. So we just snap into that one. There we go, nice and connected. And then if we grab our roads, and then maybe what we'll do is quickly just flatten a little pad right in front, just so the road is nice and even. And what I'll actually quickly do is just soften that as well from some of the other terraforming that we did. So we'll extend this roundabout by adding another collector into it. We'll have it go out this way. Just try and get that as flat as we can. There we go. Bring that up a bit. didn't want it to go into the cut and fill. Okay, well, we'll leave it like that for now, and we'll just work our way down some of our other train lines here. So we'll get a road hooked up into this one real quick, because it's starting to kind of get angry at me for not having any connections. And maybe what we'll do is we'll connect across here for now. Bit of a glitch sometimes still with the roads. I'm sure they'll have that sorted soon, so. There we go. So now we have our gas power plant all hooked up. Just take a moment and all the services should reach it. There we go. So if we take a look at the gas power plant, it's just getting some employees, and its production is about 250 megawatts. So it stores petrochemicals. So that'll be the main thing that we want to do, is make sure that we can get some petrochemicals production going in our city, and then that way it'll make it more affordable. It says it right here in the description. It's fairly cost effective to build and maintain, although running cost depends on the price of the fossil fuel. And I think if you hover over the building before you build it, yeah, it kind of just says the same thing, but yeah, you're basically looking for petrochemical storage here. And so when it's produced locally, obviously that means that it can be cheaper than bringing it in from imports. I do know that the import-export system is currently a little bit glitched, but you know, for the sake of this video, we'll quickly just pop into our city budget here. And if we come into our services and electricity, we can actually just take this service fee down and head it up a little bit. You can see that our export is making us $440,000 at the moment. So it is covering most of the cost at this point. We're no longer importing. There's a few other things we can do to kind of take down our electricity budget as well. So when we first started our city, we put in this transformer here. We no longer will need that at the moment, so what we will do is actually just bulldoze it and remove it from our city. They thumbs down, but I'm sure they'll be happy not to have that there anymore. And then we'll just delete this power line real quick as well. Alright, we'll continue building over here in this area and jump into another time lapse and build out more of our city. Alright, so also in this area we're going to get a few more of our communication services placed. So we'll start with the post office. And actually don't want to place that there. We'll place this more inside the city. And maybe a good place would be, we're starting to build up some nice high density in this area, so we'll place it here near this high school. Right about there should do. Oops. There we go. That's mostly covered the city for now, so we'll leave that there. As well as one other thing we can look at is some of our radio masts, just to get some of our internet going. So we'll try and place that maybe just a little bit outside of some of the city. Place one maybe right about here. And then we'll try and sort of build off that signal. If we place one kind of back in this area here, and we'll put a road there in just a second. And then we'll just tuck in some of our upgrades here. So we'll push the bandwidth increase, and this will increase that as well. And same over here. Bandwidth increase, and the wireless network antenna. And if we come into our communications menu, see now our city is nice and mostly covered by some internet service, so that'll make our citizens happy. We're just halfway through Tiny Town at this point in the episode, and I'm realizing I've probably bit off a little more than you can chew to try and get to Big Town here. So we're almost at Boomtown. We'll try and get there and then hopefully finish off the episode for. Alright, the final thing we're going to work on today to get our city up to the next level is we'll place in a bus depot and try and see if we can get some transit going in our city for our citizens to use. So I'll place it over here by the gas power plant, and then what I want to do is actually just put some bus only lanes down this road here. If we just grab our replace tool, and then this way we can sort of try and run some rapid bus routes, you know, kind of down the main drag, get our citizens back and forth and give them some different options for getting around. And then what we'll do is we'll maybe wrap it around the elementary school real quick, and then we'll get our bus shelters going and place them nice and close to the school. Every couple of blocks as well. And then we'll have it run straight over to our industrial area. And then maybe we'll just have it turn around and go back. So we'll start it here. And we'll connect it into each of our stops that we placed. And then we'll place a waypoint at the back here. Just change that real quick. Some of those ads aren't always accurate, so. There we go. Back to the music. Get these bus stops hooked in. Place it here. And then we can have it, we'll just have it turn around there. That'll be our first bus route in Properton. And we're reaching closer and closer to Tiny Town. Or sorry, Boomtown. Just another few thousand experience to go, and we'll be there. Just a quick overview. I've added a couple farms in this area. We've really expanded a lot of our residential. More industrial this way as well. What else do I have for you? I've been taking up the density in this area as well, as it's been getting busier and busier and more demand here. So we've got a lot of medium density buildings and row houses coming in as well. Still some lower density here, and sort of same over here. We've been placing a lot of low density around the high school as well to try and cover some of that demand. All right, we are about to reach Tiny Town finally. Last thing was we need some more water and sewage, so we placed another groundwater pump but we're also going to place the wastewater treatment plant, and it's worth quite a bit of experience. And there we are, we had a boom down. So we've got our loan limit up, textile, fiber farming, heavy traffic ban, and advanced pollution management. We'll finish the episode off here today. Thank you for your patience with this one. It's probably run a little bit longer than I would have liked, but we accomplished a lot. Our city is growing quite a bit, you know, we're making a lot of money off of our exports, even though it's quite down right now. You know, as the game gets us more updates, hopefully the industries will balance, and once we get to a higher level, we can make our gas power plant even better. But loving the way the city develops and grows and changes as it levels up and we add the density. So thank you again for tuning into Properton. If you did like the video, please consider subscribing or liking the video as well, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.